Do speak about the photo questions on the DET leave you feeling stressed and worried? Well, if so, don't worry. All you have to do is follow me. In this video, I'm going to show you a perfect 160 level answer for a speak about the photo question, and then I'm going to show you how to say that in exactly the same way that I say it, so you sound like a native speaker and you can get 160 on the DET. Sound good? Let's get started. Hello, I'm Francis from Last Minute English. So in today's video, we're going to do a quick review of what Speak About the Photo is. I'll give you a few quick tips on your strategy, and then we're going to go through a perfect 160 level answer together. And I'm even going to read that answer for you sentence by sentence so that you can follow me and you can improve your English pronunciation and fluency. Now let's quickly talk about strategy, because what we've learned from working with all of the students who have taken our DET preparation course is that there are a few key things that you have to remember when you're planning and giving your Speak About the Photo answer. The first one is to structure your response. That means to make it organized, and I'll show you a good organization, a good structure in a couple of minutes. The second point is to stay on topic. Don't get distracted by talking about just anything. Keep talking about what's in the photo. You should include some specific vocabulary as much as you can. We'll talk more about that later. Also, you can speculate if you're not sure about something. Speculate means make a guess about maybe who the people are, or what they're doing, or why they're doing it in that photo. And extend your answer. So try to speak as much as you can. And I'll show you some good phrases for extending your answer a little bit later. So let's go back now to that first point, and that is structure your answer. So make your answer organized. Now, you might be thinking, I've only got 20 seconds. How can I organize an answer in that time? And you're right, it is very difficult to organize an answer in 20 seconds. So that's why we always suggest following the same 5 questions. And if you just answer these questions, that's going to be good organization, and it's also going to fill a lot of the time. So let's look at those 5 questions now. So we have, what does the image show? So what can you see? Who are the people in the photo? Where was the photo taken? So what's the place, the setting? And sometimes we can say quite a lot about the setting. And also, when is the action taking place? When is this photo happening? And why are the people in that situation? Why are they doing the thing that they're doing? Now, you won't always be able to give an answer for every one of those 5. So let's take a look at the photo that we're going to answer in today's video. It's this photo. And in this one, we can definitely say who and what. We might be able to say why. We can probably guess about where, but it's pretty difficult to say when. Like, when is this taking place? Because they're inside. We can't see, like, is it bright outside or is there snow? There's no clues about when, really. Maybe we could say it's sometime during the day. That's just about it. But the other 4 things, the other 4 questions, we can definitely say something, and still, 4 is pretty good for organizing our answer. So let's get started building our 160 level answer. So we're going to start with what and who. And this is quite a common way to start, because very often the photo will be of people. In fact, almost every photo on the DET includes people in it. So we're describing like who the people are and what it is that those people are doing. So for example, we could say something like, in this picture, we can see a team of scientists. And that's okay, it's fine. It's not 160 level though. So we could upgrade our answer a little bit and say, in this picture, we are presented with a team of scientists. It's the same meaning, it's just a higher level, more specific way of saying we can see. So this is good because of the vocabulary, but it's also interesting grammar. It's the passive voice. So we are presented with Okay, so that's passive, which if you can use one or two passives in your answer, that's going to give your grammar score a little boost as well. Now, remember what I said before about the specific vocabulary. So have another look at the photo. Do you know the word for the thing that they're using? I'll use my microphone as an example. That thing. What's the name of the thing that they're looking into? Any idea? It's microscope. Microscope. So if we can include that in our sentence, that's another nice piece of specific vocabulary. So we could very simply say, we are presented with a team of scientists using microscopes, and that'd be fine. Now, this is also a good opportunity for us to speculate. And when you speculate, it's good to make your guess, and it's also good to say why you've made that guess. So let's see a sentence that you could include. So you could say, they might be researching a bacteria or virus as they're all wearing quite a bit of protective clothing. So that first part is the speculation. They might be, that's our guess. And then the as they're all, that's like because. So that's explaining why we have made that guess. Now let's take a look at how we would say that sentence. So what you'll see here is that we've highlighted some words, and those are words that have like a strong meaning or they're important for understanding that sentence. And those words we're going to stress. Those are our stressed words. And there are other words that you can see which are not really important. So we're going to say them like quite quickly. All right, so let's read through. I'm going to read the two sentences, and then if you want, you can pause the video and have a try yourself. So let's go. In this picture, we're presented with a team of scientists using microscopes. They might be researching a bacteria or virus, as they're all wearing quite a bit of protective clothing. All right, so if you want to pause and have a try, now's your chance. All right, very good. That's me giving you a little chance. But later in the video, at the end, we're going to go through the whole answer like this, sentence by sentence, so that you can follow me and you'll be able to follow not just what I say, but how I say it, and you can practice with that to improve your own English speaking. But that's coming later. That's coming at the end. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, please make sure to like and subscribe because we have loads more DET videos coming out every week about all of the different question types. So make sure you don't miss out. Next, let's talk about where this is happening. So where we can say something interesting about this. Let's take a look through my answer. So I can say with confidence that the photo was taken inside a laboratory. There's a lot of science equipment, and the overhead fluorescent lighting makes things look very sterile. The seating is organized in neat rows and there's minimal decoration. This also suggests a clinical environment. Okay, so look at those words that are underlined. Again, those are examples of more high-level, specific vocabulary. So if you can drop in one or two of those, that's really going to help your score. Next, let's talk about when it was taken. Now, there are two options here. The first option is, like we talked about before, you just don't say anything because they're inside. You really have no good clues about when this is happening. But an even better way is to admit that because it's inside and because you can't see a window, you don't know. You don't know when it's happening. You're not sure what time of the year it is. And it feels like a sort of a scary thing to say, I don't know, in an exam. But you can actually use this as kind of an advantage. It's also a chance for you to speak a little bit more. So let me show you what I mean. And I'm going to read this. I want you to think, what's wrong with what I'm going to say here? So, it's difficult to be certain exactly when this photo was taken, as the indoor environment doesn't give many clues as to the time of day or year. So what's the problem with that? Except for my acting, my very bad acting. The problem is that I don't seem confident. So the danger is, if you say I don't know, but you say it in an unconfident way, it doesn't seem very good. So instead, we want to say it with confidence. Even if we don't know, we confidently admit that we don't know. So let me read that for you one more time. We could say, it's difficult to be certain exactly when this photo was taken, as the indoor environment doesn't give many clues as to the time of day or year. Okay, so it sounds, I hope that you think that the second one sounds better. If you think the first one sounds better, then maybe I should find a different job. But I think the second one's better because we seem more confident. So remember, even if you're not sure about something, you can admit it, but do it in a confident way. So the last question to think about is why. And there's a few different ways that we can think about why. So one question might be, why are they there? Why are they doing that thing? But we've sort of mentioned that before. We said maybe they're researching a bacteria or virus. So another way to think about why is, why was this photo taken? So let's see how we might be able to answer that. We could say, it seems likely that the picture is intended to illustrate the work of the scientists or to show off the facilities available to them. In fact, it calls to mind the kind of image you might see in a university prospectus, encouraging potential science students to choose that institution. So basically, we're guessing that this might be some kind of promotional photo. So it's been taken to show how good this university is. And also look at that nice phrase, it calls to mind. That's a high-level way of saying it makes me think, or it reminds me of something. Now, we've already given a pretty good answer here, but if we've got a bit of extra time, we can extend our answer a little bit more, all right? So here's a great phrase that we can use. We could say, before I finish, I'd also point out that, and then you say something else that you've noticed. So this is like if you've got to 60 seconds, 65 seconds, and there's still something else that you could mention and you want to keep going, you can say this. Let's look at the whole sentence. We could say, before I finish, I'd also point out that I've spotted an official-looking name badge in the foreground. Perhaps it's a government laboratory or secret project. So we've put together our full answer, and in a second I'm going to read it for you sentence by sentence. But first, I just want to remind you that if you are preparing for the DET and you want to get a complete preparation course that's designed to help you score 120 or higher the first time you take the test, then we've got the perfect course for you, because that is exactly the course that we have. And the link to the course is just here. Hundreds of students have taken that course already, and I hope you'll be the next one. So click down here to find out more. So let's go through the full answer. So this is the part where you're going to follow me. I'm going to read sentence by sentence. After each sentence, I'll leave a short pause, and I might go, or I might go, or do some other phase, and that means it's your turn to stop the video and say it yourself, okay? And that's the best way to use this video, is to make it interactive. It's okay just to listen, but if you're speaking, that's even better, all right? And remember, there are some words which we put stress on, and other words which we say very quickly, and other words are just normal. So let's go through sentence by sentence. In this picture, we're presented with a team of scientists using microscopes. I'm not going to do a face every time. Okay. They might be researching a bacteria or virus, as they're all wearing quite a bit of protective clothing. I can say with confidence that the photo was taken inside a laboratory. There's a lot of science equipment, and the overhead fluorescent lighting makes things look very sterile. The seating is organized in neat rows, and there's minimal decoration. This also suggests a clinical environment. It's difficult to be certain exactly when this photo was taken, as the indoor environment doesn't give many clues as to the time of day or year. It seems likely that the picture is intended to illustrate the work of the scientists, or to show off the facilities available to them. In fact, It calls to mind the kind of image you might see in a university prospectus, encouraging potential science students to choose that institution. Before I finish, I'd also point out that I've spotted an official-looking name badge in the foreground. Perhaps it's a government laboratory or secret project. All right, very good. So remember, you can save this video and come back to it and practice and practice and practice. The more you practice, the more natural your English will become. So I do suggest that you do that. Remember, if you found this video useful, please like and subscribe. And you can also just let me know by saying, yes, it's useful, or yes, it's good, or no, it's terrible, no, it's boring, in the comments underneath, because that really helps me to know what type of videos I should keep making in the future. And if you have other suggestions, you have other videos that you want me to make, then please let me know in the comments as well. Remember as well to check out our DET Complete Preparation course if you want to score 120 the first time you take the test. Remember, the link is just here under the video. And I suggest your next video here on YouTube should be another one of these Speak About the Photo, follow me for 160 questions. So the link is here, or you can find it under the video. It's a totally different photo with totally different vocabulary. So if you've enjoyed this video, I'm sure you'll enjoy that one as well. So have a watch of that. Thank you for watching this video, and good luck in your DET, and I'll see you next time.